Just my protein shake. What y'all thought this was? Welcome back to the channel, guys. And in this video, I have 10 tips and tricks. Well, it's not really tricks. It's kind of like tips and advice. 10 tips and advices, whatever, to give to you guys. This is mainly geared towards new players to the first Descendant. So you guys can come in here and kind of get an idea of how to navigate through the game the most efficiently without wasting time. So, without wasting time, let's go ahead and get straight into this. Alright guys, so tip number 1 is super simple, but I just wanted to hit on this anyways. So tip number 1 is set up your filters and make sure you heart or lock in the items you want to keep. So real quick, to set up your filters, so you're going to want to go to whether it's your reactors, external components, or weapons, doesn't matter. But what you want to do is click on it, and you'll see at the bottom, it'll say filter all as junk. So you click on that option and you're gonna have this little thing that shows up. Now you can do weapons, reactors, and external components. Personally, this is how I believe you should do it. So with weapons, put everything on rare tier and lower, and then on 100 and exclude. Reactors, ultimate tier and lower, and external components, ultimate tier and lower. So let me explain. So if you set it up this particular way, what's gonna happen is your weapons, it will not delete any of the ultimate weapons because we put it on rare tier and lower. The reason why I say that is because I accidentally deleted the Divine Punishment and I accidentally deleted the Perforator hand cannon. It was quite annoying just because I had to go re-farm it out. And this was when I first made the weapon. So I made the weapon and then I wasn't using it, but I just had it made and I had it in my inventory. And then I was clearing out space because I was farming. Like, let's say right now, I was clearing out space and I wasn't paying attention. So what happened was when I did this, I accidentally deleted the weapon. So I was salty because I had to go re-farm it out. So definitely set your filters up for your weapons to be rare, tier, and lower, and you'll be good. And just for safety purposes, you see how I have a little pink, purple, whatever heart over this? Well, whatever your button is, when you hover over it, it'll tell you register attached item or unregister attached item. That just means like save it or lock it in or whatever. And it'll put a heart or take a heart off. And that's how it saves it. So that way you don't accidentally delete what you wanted to save. So there's that. Now for your reactors, if you see for our reactors, what we put was ultimate tier and lower. So it's going to delete everything that we don't keep. Ultimates and rares, everything. So with this one, let's say you're farming for a particular reactor for your Viesa or whoever you want. Let's say, let's say I'm farming for Blair or something like that, right? And I need like a fire and a dimension one, right? So then I'm like, all right, cool. I got this one for range and critical hit rate. It's fire dimension. All right, bam. I want to keep that. So make sure you press your heart on that and then delete everything else that you don't want. And the reason why we're doing for reactors, ultimate tier and lower, is simply just for, you're going to get so many reactors that are not good, that are kind of trash, and you don't really want them, right? So this is why we put it on ultimate tier lower, so we can look at what we want, look at the rolls on them. All right, like this one, it's not good roll, so I don't really know why I still have it, but let's say I'm like, all right, we're gonna get rid of that. So make sure there's no heart on there. Let's say there's a couple more, which we do have a couple in here. So we're gonna press the designate all as junk, and it's gonna go ahead and everything that we don't have hearted will get put as junk, as you see right here. And then you can mass dismantle. There you go, freed up a whole bunch of space. So That's what you want to do for reactors. Same with external components. The only thing with external components though is although we have ultimate tier and lower on, it's not going to get rid of the named components that you get from Colossus fights. And there's purple components that are named as well. Let's see, like right here, these ones that have special set effects. These ones as well will not get auto dismantled. As you see, and I'll show you real quick. So you see this one right here has a name on it. So let me unregister it and I'm gonna mark everything as junk. And as you see, the trash can didn't go over the name. Now, if you were to put this designate all tiers, it's gonna literally everything that's not hearted. So just to stay safe, we're gonna do ultimate tier and lower, and you see it will not get rid of anything that's named from like bosses and stuff like that. So it's just a simple and quick way to get rid of this, you know, to clear up your inventory while you're grinding and you're farming and stuff like that. So that's tip number 1. Hey guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, right? I'm running out of protein, all right? I need more protein, and the only way I can get more is if you guys subscribe to the channel. I gotta keep these muscles, all right? Subscribe. All right, so tip number 2, do not roll any new stats on any weapon that's below level 100. And I'm gonna explain why. So if you see right here, I have a Red Wolf handgun level 25. And as you see the stats on here, I'm not gonna name it, but you see there's purple rarity and gold or yellow rarity, right? But you see it's level 25. Now I wanna show you what happens when I turn that level 25 handgun into a level 100. So see, now we got a level 100. Now let's go check out those stats again. So if we check out them stats, now they're all gray. And why is that? So every roll is just based off, is set to a like level cap alongside with firearm attack. So when you roll some weapon that's not level 100, then you turn it to level 100. All those materials that you use to roll, re-roll your stats are gonna be like, as you see here, kind of downgraded because now the maximum cap has been increased because the maximum level has been increased. So let's go roll on this and see what we get. So where is it at? All right, Red Wolf right here. So if we go ahead and I don't got any. Well, anyways, if you rolled onto here, right, and see that's level 100, and let's say this is the Red Wolf now. Well, now you see our firearm attack firearm attack, critical hit rate, and critical damage is scaled now to that level 100. As you see right here, it's not, right? So that's pretty much it. So don't roll anything that's not level 100. So get through base game with whatever drops you get. It might suck because sometimes the content could be hard and all that stuff like that, but just trust me, save your resources for once you reach hard mode and start getting level 100. Level 100 currently, as of this recording, is maximum level for weapons and reactors and components and all that stuff like that. So that's the maximum level. Just wait, I promise you, it'll be worth it. All right, so tip number 3 is about leveling up your weapons. So your weapons will level up, but they all your weapons don't level up at the same rate. And what do I mean? So if you go into your inventory, you'll see, all right, in my slot number 1, I have Enduring Legacy. Slot number 2, the Natural Surge of Ocean. And slot number 3, the Blue Blood Bloomer. And let's say I'm trying to level up the Blue Blood Bloomer. I don't have to move it to slot number 1. What I have to do is make sure it's equipped in my hand. Well, you can't really see that, but you see it's in my hand now. I'm not looking at her butt, I promise. I'm trying to show the weapon on her back, all right? So anywho, what you are actively holding in your character's hand is what is going to go ahead and give you 100% experience per kill. Tip number 4. combine your extra Transcendent mods or trans mods. So in this game, you're going to get a lot of Transcendent mods, and obviously, oh, well, not right there. You might know what some Transcendent mods are. It's these red mods that change the abilities or effects of your character's abilities. As you can see, this one changes my second ability, and so on and so forth, as you see. Now, you can get duplicates of these mods. So what do you do with the duplicate mods? Well, you come to this guy, this dude right here. He's in Albion, and he's on the far left side, as you can see right here, on the far left. You come to this guy and talk to him. And then you go down to the option that says Combine Modules. Go ahead and come up to filter it to Transcendent Mods, and your first one, make sure you change it to Quantity. And what's going to happen is it's going to show you in order a list, or which Transcendent Mods you have them, duplicates of. So as you see, I have 3 superconductors, so I'll take the first 2. And then you see I have 2 classic chefs, but I also have 3 classic chefs because I currently have 1 classic chef upgraded on my Blair build. So I can put these 2 in here. And you do a maximum of 4 and you combine it. Now what happens is, as you see, I put those 4 Transcendent mods in there to get a random Transcendent mod. These random Transcendent mods are... you can get something good, or you could just keep getting the same exact thing over and over again. So it's like a gamble. Now, as you see, I got super senses. I've gotten this like 300 times already. But what I will say is I've gotten some really good mods from this too. Like I've gotten Demonic Modification, and I've gotten a few other good ones from, or for characters that I like. So I mean, you can gamble it out. You get a lot of these anyways, especially if you're really farming out Colossus bosses. You tend to get quite a bit of those. So turning these in, the duplicate ones in, or even the ones for like characters you're not going to use. Like I don't use Kyle, so I'll turn that one in. Combine it, maybe you get something good. Got hypothermia, I already got that. So when you get a whole bunch of duplicate Transcendent mods, selling it for Kuiper isn't really worth it, in my personal opinion. You can get Kuiper so fast in this game. Combine it so that way you can possibly get a Transcendent mod that you don't have or that you do want. All right, tip number 5: use the Access Information tab in game. So the name of the game for the first Descendant is Grind, or grinding. You're farming this, farming that, farming this, farming that. So it's a grind game, and we want to know where to get the things that we're trying to get. So luckily for us, the game provides us with that information. So press your corresponding button to open up your map. For me, I'm on M and K, so it's G. And then you're gonna want to go to the Access Info tab, which is the second tab up top. This tab right here gives you the information for everything in the game. So it gives you information for Descendants, weapons, enhanced materials, modules, components, amorphous materials, core materials, basic materials, right? Let's see. Hover over the item that you don't have, press your corresponding button. For me, it's F, and it's going to tell you, all right, you can get this item from Hard Devourer, Obstructor, Hard Frostwalker, or Gluttony, and so on and so forth. So you pick one of these that you know that you can do personally. And so let's say we're going to do Devour, right? So I click on that, and it's telling me I need the amorphous material pattern number 76. And it says I have 0 of them. So I need to go farm this. So where do I get this? It's going to tell you right on the right. Click on this, and it's going to tell you, here's the mission. Go run this mission a few times. Blah, 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 blah. And then, as you see, I need to kill Hard Devourer to get it. Now let me show you real quick, just in case you don't know. So you open up your map, go down to your interceptions at the bottom. It said Hard. So I'm going to go to Hard Devourer. And as you see right here, 76 has a 10% chance to drop the item that I'm looking for. So that's how you want to do it when it comes to weapons, but everything is going to come from your Access Infos tab. You can do it with Descendants, you can do it with external components. Every single item in the game, the game will tell you where to find it. Tip number 6: use the Infiltration Operations Terminal in Albion. So you can essentially do almost everything from Albion. You don't need to go and travel to any of these worlds to do any of the dungeons or stuff like that. There are some things that you like farming and stuff like that. You have to go here, but well, it depends on the farm. But you can do a lot from Albion. And one of them is the Infiltration Operations Terminal. It's if you look on my if you look at the screen right now, you'll see the Infiltration Operations Terminal is on the left side of this map, and you see it's right here. This one at the top. So, what does this do? Well, the Infiltration Operation Terminal, saying that, it allows you to do any dungeon from Albion. So you don't have to travel. Let's say I need to go, let's say I'm doing Mystery's End because I'm trying to either get one of these patterns or I want to get try to get one of these Transcendent drops. Well, if you go to the Infiltration's Operations Terminal, you can come here and go straight to the dungeon. You don't have to go to the White Knight Gulch, spawn at the location, run through the whole maze, and figure out where it's at, and then start it from there, and then load up. No, you can do all of that from Albion. So let's say I wanted this because I'm trying to get the Enduring Legacy blueprint, the polymer sync blueprint. Well, I could just do it from here. Quick, easy, and it cuts an extra load time. Tip number 7. So this one, it's on the same screen. Now, the reason why I placed this tip in here is because I do know that for a short time, when I first started playing and I started getting into the grind of hard mode, I was like, wait a minute. This item that I need is like, for example, pattern 105. And it brought me here to Mystery's End, but I only see pattern 104. Well, you know, if I actually read the screen, you'll see an option at the top that says change. This is how you change the amorphous pattern that you want. If you click the option up here in the top right corners, it says change. Now what this does is gives you the option between 104 or 105. And these patterns are different. As you can see, 105 has the Energy Activator, Kyle, Ultimate Lepet, Greg, and Python. 104 has Ultimate Glade, Enduring Legacy, Crystallization Catalyst, Executor, and Isimo. So depending on what you're farming, you might need to do 105. So you click the option change in the top right corner and then press apply, whatever your corresponding button is. Now bam, there we go. Now we're running pattern 105. So tip number 8, same screen. So, all right. The reason why this one's on here is because time is precious, right? Every time we spend on the game, we can't get back. You know what I mean? We can't get a refund on our time. So we want to use our time wisely. Now, tip number 8 is using the dungeon modifiers. So that way you have a higher chance to receive 2 amorphous patterns and possibly a shape stabilizer. So that way, you know what I mean? So you optimize your time. Now, first, I'm going to tell you 2 things. Number 1, when I say modifiers, it's these options down here. Now, if you see right here, this says applied options right here, infiltration applied options. These are bonuses that you'll get if you use this. So if I were to use Viessa because she's chill, and I use tech, so if I use a chill ability and get kills, I'll get 10% more points. If I use a chill tech ability, I'll get 20% more points, right? So if I use just a tech, it's 10. You get the point. Use one, you only get plus 10. If you use both of them, you get plus 20. And those are your points. When you're running dungeons, it's on a point system. Depends on your rewards. And those scores, as you'll see right here, is right here. So on completion, no matter what, you will always get 1 pattern. But once you reach a certain score, you have the potential to get a 2nd pattern and possibly a shape stabilizer. Shape stabilizers just increase the chance to get the higher end rewards while decreasing the chance to get the lower end rewards. So as you see right here, for this particular mission, in order to get a 2nd pattern, I need to reach 1,500 points, which that's not even, I don't even think that's possible. to complete the mission with only 1,500 points. But anyways, to get a 50% chance for a second one, I need 23,940 points. Oh wait, my apologies. You need a minimum of 1,500 points to get a 25% chance to get a second one. And then you need a 23,940 points to have a 50% chance, and also 46,500 points for a guaranteed second one. Now as you see for Shape Stabilizer, the chances are stupid low regardless. But now the only way to really ensure that you always get a 105 is obviously if you use modifiers. Now as you see right here, these are the basic modifiers that you can slap on, and if I were to press checkmark, you see at the bottom it says kill score plus 150%. So we're only getting 50% bonus for applying all these per kill. Now let's say I were to take that off and re-roll, because you can re-roll your options. Now re-rolling your options will give you random ones, right? And there's certain ones that I'll say make it kind of hard. But the harder the modifier, the more percentage you'll get per kill. So let's say we checked all of these. Now look, I'm at a 200% score because some of them are worth more than others. So let's say grappling hook, charge time plus 100%. That gives us 30% versus our sprint speed minus 5% gives us 20. And then normal enemy attack only gives us 10% bonus. So it's all dependent on what you want to do. If you know you're capable of putting some modifiers on and still completing this in a reasonable amount of time compared to if you were in a public, then do it. But if you're going to put all of these on, but it takes you 2 or 3 times longer than just doing a public, do not do it. Because like I said, time is precious. You don't get any of that back. So you want to optimize it to the max you can. So if you're running this with like a friend, you can definitely put a modifier on and speed run it. Or if you're running this in a group of 4, definitely slap modifiers on and speed run it. But if you're just solo dolo in it, if you know you can't complete it within a reasonable amount of time, like compared to running a public, just run the public and just get a guaranteed one with, you know, a chance to get a second. Instead of taking double the time to just still get one, or maybe you get a guaranteed 2, but it took you like 3-4 times the speed. You get what I'm trying to say. So use these if you can. If you can't, don't even sweat it. Tip number 9, make presets. Make preset classes. So if you go into your inventory, you'll see the option preset right underneath your final weapon slot. Now these preset classes allow you to make builds for characters with specific weapons, specific builds, such and such and such, components, reactors, and all that good stuff. Now the reason why I say make preset classes is, let's say you have 3 characters, right? And instead of switching the character in the Descendant list, switching the weapons, switching the reactors, switching the components all manually, make a preset. So set up your character how you want, with the weapons that you want, with the builds that you want, whichever build that you want to slap on. And let's say I wanted that with, you know, random stuff. So what you want to do is make a preset. So go into your preset list and then click on your empty slot or whatever, whichever your empty slot will be. And then you want to press save current settings. So what this will do is it allow you to switch between. So let's say I need to use Bunny because I want to like speed run a dungeon, or I'm just trying to farm something. So I'll go to my preset Bunny that I've already built up, and then I'll go to the bottom of the screen where it says apply preset. So you press apply preset, and now you see I have Bunny with her reactors, the components, the weapons that I've already saved for the preset, and it saves me time so I can just go and instantly farm. And then let's say I'm like, all right, cool, I farmed it up, I got what I need. Now time to go fight some bosses. Well, let me go to my preset, and let's say I want to run Ultimate Glade. Well, bam, I already got a preset set up for her with components, reactors, and all that good stuff. Now let me go and press apply preset. Now bam, now I got Ultimate Glade with the presets on her, and you know what I mean? So saves you so much time, and you can make characters for specific things, right? Like I said, Glade I use for bossing. So when I want to go run some bosses, I'll bust out Glade. I use Bunny for farming, so I'll go to my preset and bust out Bunny. So it just saves you a lot of time. So make preset classes once you get, the build that you want. All right, so tip number 10, the final tip. If you can solo a boss, solo the boss. So let me tell you why. So if I go ahead and, you can talk to this guy or you can do it through the map. Let's say I talk to this guy and I go to an interception boss. Now, the boss is scaled depending on how many players are in the party. The more players, the quote-unquote harder the boss is. So you can't solo every boss in here because starting, at least in hard mode, Obstructor, Frostwalker, Molten Fortress, and Gluttony, you have to matchmake. The game makes you because there are mechanics for these bosses. But Swamp Walker, Pyromaniac, Devourer, Dead Bride, and Executioner, you could solo. If you are capable of soloing these bosses because your build is good enough for that, I would 100% recommend it because they have way less health and shields and stuff like that than if you were in a party. So you can kill them faster if your build is good. So soloing bosses is a heck of a lot easier because sometimes you might get that random that isn't that good and kind of goes down a lot and could jeopardize the run, if you know what I mean. So if you could solo the boss, so much easier, so much quicker, and it saves you time. So if you can't, it's okay. Just go into a public. You know what I mean? As long as you defeat the boss at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. But if you can, do it. Tip number 10, or 11, my bad. Tip number 11. The bonus tip. Hey, just have fun in the game, right? I know this game is a super grind, and let me tell you, I've been grinding, and it gets boring, right? So, sometimes you just want to kick back, relax, and have some fun, and test out stuff that's not super meta or the best in the game or the strongest. You kind of just want to, have some fun and do some crazy stuff, or you just want to have some fun. So, just have fun in the game, right? You don't have to overly grind the game. Just get what you want, slowly build it up, you know what I mean? There's no rush. It's not like the game is gonna disappear tomorrow and you have to get everything right away. Take your time and enjoy the game. Just have fun. Also, subscribe to the channel. Well, that's all for me, guys. Alright, if you learned anything, like the video. Even if you didn't learn anything, still like the video. Comment down below anything. I don't even know what you would comment, but comment something. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'm out.